Que onda, vatos locos, damas y caballeros? It's your boy Dave in the 702 coming back at you for that Thursday night tailgate talk. NFL Week 8 predictions with my homeboy all the way from the city of brotherly love, Philly Irish. Que pasa, homie?
What's up, Dave?
Let me first and foremost, I am not fully prepared. Let me fix that on the screen because it says NFL Week 8. Los saludos to everybody joining us out there in the YouTube landia. I know Thursday night football is going on. In fact, Drew, there's some really good Golden Boy boxing from Coachella right now. I was watching some of these young prospects go at it, some of these prospects from the Coachella Valley. It's pretty good. I like this guy, Gucci Flores. Shout out to everybody at Golden Boy Boxing and that's watching that. If you're not watching this, you should be watching this on Thursday night. A lot of football news, Drew. It looks like the Rams are going to shock my homeboy's team, the Minnesota Vikings, and my buddy's speech impediment man, the comedian. He's at the Rams game right now. He must be shitting his pants as the Vikings look to be, losing 2 in a row? From once undefeated to losing 2 in a row to the Rams? Don't feel so bad. Speech. The 49ers fell to that Rams team too. And it looks like they got Cooper back. They got their wide receivers back. And the Bakua, looks like he was back too. It looks like even the 49ers were making a play potentially to snatch before the trade deadline one of the Rams wide receivers. So very, very interesting things. Just a couple weeks away, from the bye week at week number 8. Trade deadlines coming up in November. A lot of teams need to make some necessary moves, including my team, the 49ers, that fell again to the Chiefs. Damn it, they own the 49ers. Drew Purdy playing. Purdy, the week before, everybody's saying Purdy. I mean, he's the legit thing. He's the number 2 quarterback in the league, just second in Mahomes. Dude, he played like shit from the beginning of the game. We cover boxing, Drew, and I just think, like when you've sparred somebody so many times or you fought them in the amateur and they always beat you, you come into this thing and you don't even think you could beat the guy. Like, he played like he doesn't even think he could beat Mahomes. It was a shit show from the onset of that 49ers rematch. Devastating. Now we're sitting at 3-4. The Rams about to be 3-4. Things are shaking up very interestingly in the NFC West. Three teams, including the Cardinals, with the big win past week. 3 teams in the NFC West at 3-4. We're going to get to our pick for the bitter rivalry between the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. Both of those teams banged up. But how are your Eagles doing? The Eagles look to have a pretty challenging game themselves this week against a fairly decent team in the Bengals. How did they do last week?
8 sacks, 20 dominant win, 28-3, over 270 yards rushing. Defense just dominated. They got to that quarterback at will and made it look easy. It's the second time. This is in the past 2 weeks. The Eagles defense hasn't given up a touchdown, and they gave up a total of 12 points and 15 sacks.
Well, Drew, things are looking up for your team, of course. I'm looking at your injury report. A lot of game status questionable. Saquon Barkley, is he going to be playing? Have you heard?
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay, Zach Bond, linebacker. Mekhi Becton, Dallas Goedert, Brandon Graham.
He's probably not playing. Brandon Graham, yeah.
Albert I can't even say his name. Okwuegbunam, with an abdomen, potentially tight end. Eli Ricks, Darius Slay, your cornerback.
He's probably going to play.
You guys are playing fairly well considering there's almost 12 people that are questionable for this Sunday. I'm shocked. Cincinnati Bengals have only 5 players questionable. Orlando Brown, Joe Burrow, Trey Hendrickson, Chris Jenkins, and Geno Stone. But yet you guys are the favored. Hello, Carla Saravia. Thanks for joining us. Hello, everybody that's just joining us right now. We are picking some football games right now, and we're eagerly awaiting to see who is the winner of the Rams versus the Vikings with just 3 minutes to go. Obviously, you guys see my 49ers logo. Big news if the Rams pull up an upset like this against the Vikings. But let's get right into week number 8. Obviously, Thursday Night Football, Minnesota versus LA Rams is full throttle, just about to end. But Sunday, A whole slew of games, Drew. Let's get into these games. Is this accurate? Yeah, they 1 o'clock Eastern times. All right, let's get right into it. Baltimore Ravens had a tremendous week, Drew, didn't they? But I'm actually going to be working off the DraftKings slip here. So let's see who they got going on first. Very first game, let's get into Tennessee Titans versus Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions put up a shitload of points last week, didn't they? And the Tennessee Titans now, looks like Detroit is favored by 11.5 points. That's a lot of points. The over is 45. I can't see the Titans beating them on the spread, Drew, but do you think the Lions are going to be able to put 10 and a half points?
Oh, they're blowing out the Titans.
So the Lions have been putting up consistently over 30 points. That's my notes. Titans are averaging less than 17. Did you cover them easy to cover a touchdown and a field goal, or are you going for under or over? Let's see. Did I just mention the over is 45 points? Tennessee Titans versus Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions can easily score 30. Titans are averaging around 17. This looks like a good bet to do the over.
Like, I look at it, I think the Titans are getting blown out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got some troll. Hey, it's vertical, and we're doing our football show. So listen, guys, if you're here to troll, we're just gonna ban you. But if you're here to participate in some football talk, welcome to the chat. We also do boxing podcasts on Monday nights, as well as a lot of Vegas news on this channel. So welcome. Yeah, welcome. Absolutely welcome. Absolutely. I'm the Elton John of sports betting here. All right, Drew. We both seem to have Detroit Lions easily winning. I enjoy watching the Detroit Lions play this past week. So you're going over with the spread or over 45 points?
I'm probably going to go over 45.
I'm liking that bet too. I'm going to do over 45 on that game. Let's move on to, I mentioned the Baltimore Ravens. Unstoppable offense. Only an 8.5 point favorite on the spread. That's also a 10 a.m. game on the West Coast, 1 o'clock on the East Coast against the Browns. Now, this game right here, Drew, Ravens versus Browns. The over is 44.5 points. Can the Cleveland Browns contribute enough points? Like I said, the Ravens are favored to win by 8.5.
I'm just going to take the Ravens on the money line.
Yeah, that seems to be the safe bet, guys. I don't know if that's going to go over 44.5 points because of the defense of the Ravens. So I like that bet too, Drew. We're going to keep this short, the show very short. Let me just get a quick update on the score of the Rams game here. And we are live, guys. 28-20. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Yeah, Rams fans got a lot to cheer on. Beating a big team like the Vikings. All right, Green Bay Packers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. They went back to the UK, Drew. They finally are winning some games. Trevor Lawrence is finally winning some games. And Green Bay Packers, they're not looking as great as they once did. They're only favored by 4 points, -4. Over is 49 points. That doesn't seem plausible that these two teams are going to combine and put up that many points. But let's just look at the records real quick here. Jacksonville Jaguars now, winning 2 out of the last 3 games. What's your feeling on this game?
I'm picking Packers. I'm probably going to take the spread.
A lot of pundits picking another upset. I mean, I know that the Jaguars are playing slightly better, but I can't see it. I can't see it at all. The Packers winning that game are going to improve to 6-2. They're having a damn good season. They really are. I don't see them losing to. Sorry, Johnny. I don't see them losing to your team. So yeah, I think the Packers going to advance to 6-2. I'll take that money line as well, Drew. All right, moving on to the next game here. I'm going through a lot of screens here. So bear with me here, Drew. Indianapolis Colts versus Houston Texans. Texans favored by -5 point spread. The over is 45.5 points. That's a lot of points, man.
I'm going to take the Texans with the money line.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Fonzie619. I was just talking about boxing, Fonzie. I was watching that on Golden Boy right now from Coachella, and they had the one of the relief pitchers for the Padres apparently is very close best friends with Gucci Flores, who fights out of Coachella. And I guess he's from Coachella too, so he's there sitting ringside with Oscar, I believe, on Golden Boy Boxing right now. So shout out to everybody from San Diego. He says the Vikings is going to win. I believe they might go to the Super Bowl. Even though, let me double check again. Shit, it looks like today they're going to lose this game. Of course, that means nothing. We're only at the halfway mark. 2 minutes left, 20-28. Can they score a touchdown and the 2-point conversion? Damn. Drew, Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, over 45.5 points, or the spread?
I'm taking Houston with the money line.
Yeah, I appreciate that, DesVN. He says 7 people. Come on, let's get some more people up in here. It's Thursday Night Tailgate Talk. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate you. Appreciate you hustling for us here. Moving on to the next game. The New York Jets finally got Davante Adams back, and yet Aaron Rodgers is playing like shit. They're favored by 7 points against the New England Patriots. The over is 41 points. Can he connect with Davante Adams this weekend and put some good points up on the board? Or is he washed up? Did Davante Adams make the bad move?
I'm going to pick the Jets, and I'm going to pick the spread.
I hope for Davante Adams' sake, he made the right choice going back to his old, basically his old co-host, right? In Aaron Rodgers, Drew. They are favored by 7 points. New England Patriots, pretty unreliable. Both of these teams are pretty unreliable. Where are the Jets sitting at right now? Are they 2-5? 2-5. And the Patriots also
1-6.
Oh man, horrible game. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go. Both of us are going with the Jets to finally come up with a win to Davante Adams. I hope you're happy. Back in New York. All right, Drew. The last game, 10 a.m. Actually, there's 2 more. Oh, there's 3 more. Jeez. Let's move on to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Cincinnati Bengals. You guys are not favored by DraftKings. You're at the Bengals are favored by 3 points, over 48 points. Where are the pundits coming up with this one? Talking about you guys aren't favored.
I'm taking the Eagles with the spread, with the +3.
Man, are they tripping? What do they see in the Bengals this week?
Because the Eagles never won in Cincinnati. In the last 3 games they played the Bengals, they ended in ties.
You know, there's something to that, Drew. The San Francisco 49ers have not won in Minnesota in, I don't know, 9 consecutive games or 9 consecutive years. I forget the stat. It's been absolutely hot. There's something to that, and I guess that's why they're not picking you guys to win in Cincinnati. I got the Eagles, too, covering the spread. That's some wild shit right there. I mentioned quickly your injury report. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12.
You know what's crazy?
12 players questionable.
I'm probably that's gonna be one of the 4 games I bet on. The Eagles cover the spread and win.
Yeah, shout out to Wicked Local. He says, am I going out on where? On Fremont Street, homie? You want me to go out on Fremont Street? Shit. You want me to get up in that melee? Whatever's going to, some wicked shit is going to happen downtown Las Vegas this Halloween, man. For those that know, something's crazy is going to go down there. It's always crazy down there, Drew, but I am going to the fight. I can't believe it. Next week, actually not next week, but November 2nd, shout out to Fonzie. We're going to the Golden Boy fight. Speaking of Golden Boy, they're on right now, but we're going to be headed to see I think the co-main event is Sebastian Fundora's sister defending her title. That being said, Drew, did you watch boxing last night on Pro Box?
Nah.
Did you miss that? Well, shout out to Christine Lopez, good friend, Olympic coach. Christine Lopez picks up her first champion. Metcalf defeated Yoshida right here on YouTube on Pro Box. Christine Lopez, now who's in our intro for the Shoe Shine, is now a coach of a world champion. So shout out to Metcalf, a very close fight. Looks like they might run it back. And if you're a fan of boxing, Metcalf and Ebony Bridges are already exchanging a whole shitload of tweets to each other. And from what everybody knows, Ebony Bridges is pregnant. So I'm not quite sure if she's trying to stay relevant, I suppose, Drew. All right, moving on to the next game. Monday night, guys, we do our boxing recap show. You can stay up to date on all the hot boxing talk on Monday nights right here on the Shoe Shine. All right, Drew, I mentioned the Eagles. I think we both agree the Eagles are going to win this game, even though the pundits don't think so. Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Falcons are not playing very well, and yet they find themselves to be the favorite this week at negative 2.5 point spread. Why are they down in Tampa? Why has the Buccaneers fallen off good graces from the pundits?
I don't think Mike Evans or Chris Godwin might not play. They both got hurt last week.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, Buccaneers, my notes here say they're down their 2 top wide receivers, which is exactly the situation the San Francisco 49ers find themselves in, being down Jennings. And we'll get to that, being down Jennings and Ayuk suffering a horrific knee injury on football on Sunday for everybody to see his knee torn in half. But you're right, Drew. Buccaneers are down 2 wide receivers. So I have to play both. You know, if I don't think the Buccaneers could win with their rookie wide receivers, how do I expect the Niners to overcome Dallas as bad as they are with rookie wide receiver core? Buccaneers, not favored.
I'm gonna pick the Falcons. I'm gonna take the spread.
All right, the Falcons have been putting up consistently good points all season. This one looks like it's pretty easy to call if you're willing to do over 46 points. I think that Tampa Bay can keep up. I think that these two teams can produce over 46 points. I'm going to go with the over 46, despite Tampa Bay being down 2 wide receivers. I see this game. I see Falcons putting up 20-plus points, maybe close to 30, and Tampa Bay only having to put up 16 or so. I'm going to go with the over 46 on this one. I can't believe Arizona Cardinals are literally going to be tied. Everybody in the NFC West, Drew, is in shock. The Rams are about to win this game. Let me just double check what's going on with the score. Looks like fourth quarter. I'm going to go to a commercial on this one here to look at the score. But yeah, Arizona Cardinals coming up with a big win again, shockingly. Looks like most of these teams are going to be 3-4, including the 49ers are 3-4. Can they get to 4-4 this week?
Now, Arizona is the other game that I'm probably going to bet on. I'm going to pick Arizona with the spread, with the +3.
Now, let me see who's playing for. So Miami Dolphins, they still have their they don't have the quarterback. I heard Marcus Mariota's back, but he's not the backup quarterback for Miami, right?
Nah.
Miami Dolphins are favored by 4.5 points, but Arizona Cardinals got some good confidence coming off these wins. They're not favored. I like this upset, Drew. I like Arizona Cardinals winning again. Shocking. You know, Miami Dolphins, they have a good defense, but their offense isn't putting up enough points. So Arizona Cardinals, they're a pretty gutsy team. I like them as the underdog. All right, yeah, Wicked Local says, let's paint the town red, homie. I'm going to paint my face red. Yeah, no, man, it's be good to see you. Shout out to Wiley Coyote all the way from Canada joining us in the chat. Appreciate you being in that video premiere earlier today. Buffalo Bills versus the Seattle Seahawks. Drew, Seattle Seahawks back in first place in the NFC. Looks like they might be down Metcalf. They might be down Metcalf this week. But is that going to matter at all? Like I said, Seahawks are in first place in the NFC West at 4-3. This game's going to be fun. I think this game is going to be fun, Drew. I think they're going to put up a lot of points. It's over 47 points. Buffalo Bills defense isn't that good. Seattle Seahawks is capable of putting up a lot of points. Buffalo Bills favored by spread of -3. Seems like an easy one to say the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Seahawks, but
yeah,
over 47 points. What do you think about that one? Under or over?
I'm going to take the spread with Buffalo.
Buffalo for the plus on the spread. Yeah, I agree with you, Drew, on that one too as well. Buffalo Bills will beat the Seahawks. Seahawks would fall conceivably to 4-4 if the Niners can pull off, not an upset. We're going to get that game. The Niners could find themselves back 4-4 against the Seattle Seahawks. Man, definitely need the Seattle Seahawks to lose.
Cowboys.
I need them to lose. All right, let's go to the 1 o'clock games on the East Coast. Buffalo Bills, Seattle Seahawks is at 1:05 p.m. The following game, Chargers. See my boy 619. Of course, they play at L.A. now. New Orleans Saints versus the L.A. Chargers. Chargers still have one of the best defenses. Thanks to Khaki Pants coach, who used to be our 49ers coach. They got one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. -7-point favorites. They are the favorites, the Chargers, Drew. What can you tell me about this game?
I'll take the money line with the Chargers.
Let's see what I got going on. Chargers for the win on this one. Who is? I swear to God, I keep trying to look at my notes. Yeah, let's go for that, man. I like the Chargers. I like what they're doing. Of course, I got an affinity for the coach. I'm going to pick the Chargers as well to be the favorite in that game. Now, the Chiefs just managed to get it done. Drew, they played a fantastic game, dominating the San Francisco 49ers from the get. And yet, Patrick Mahomes had by the standards of Patrick Mahomes, he had a horrible game. But he made Purdy look even worse because I've never seen Purdy play this bad. This is one of his worst performances ever. No touchdowns for Purdy. Yet the Chiefs, with Mahomes playing the way he does and their defense, even with their limited offensive weapons, they get the ball moving. And they're coming here. I think they're coming here to Las Vegas, playing the Raiders, 1:25 p.m. on the West Coast. 9.5-point favorites. It's easy to say that they're most likely going to run up the scoreboard. Can the Raiders score 10 points and the Chiefs score 30?
I'm taking the money line with the Chiefs.
Yeah, me either. I don't have total faith that the Las Vegas Raiders can score 10 points and Chiefs run them, score up 30-plus points offensively. But I can see them easily. If they beat the 49ers by what they beat us, 10 points, they can. I think they're going to do the same thing with the Raiders. And I have to give a shout-out to Mahomes, Drew. Did you see the way our Mustafa, one of our defensive players, tried to tackle? He's been making fantastic tackles, and yet you guys probably all saw Mahomes run the guy over. They joked about it, say that Dad Bod Mahomes just trucked one of our best defensive players. And believe me, that guy from the 49ers, Mustafa, is playing great ball. Great defensive ball. Chiefs would be conceivably undefeated. The only undefeated team in the entire NFL. Now, this is a game that one of those games that most people don't give a shit about. We still got 2 more games here. Fonzie says, I think the Chiefs are going to win the division, but get taken out in the playoffs. They're playing fantastic ball. They're getting it done with what limited weapons they have. They're doing that. They're getting the job done. They just find a way to win. But
and they just got DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, shit. That's right. That's right. There was trade talks. The 49ers wanted him, too. That's a huge weapon that they just picked up on. I totally forgot about that. A big pickup before the trade deadline. Well, congratulations, Chiefs. Carolina Panthers versus Denver Broncos. Broncos favored by -10.
I'm going to pick the Broncos with the money line. I don't think they beat them by 10.
All right, let me see my notes here. Yeah, I'm going to go with under. I think this game is going to be very low scoring. I think I'm going to go under the 41.5 points. Now, coming up on this next game, Chicago Bears versus Washington Commanders. Their red-hot rookie is finally down. He's injured. But this is the one they are not favored, Drew. They are the underdog. The Chicago Bears, a -3 favorite. But it looks like Marcus Mariota, formerly that Hawaiian quarterback standout player, played for the Raiders for a little bit. He's a pretty damn good backup quarterback. He should have been still a starter in this league, in my opinion. And he's got a lot of tools to work with, and there's a lot of good energy coming out of the Washington Commanders, locker room. I think they pull off the upset here. I'm going Washington Commanders there on the spread. But what does Drew think? Over 43.5 points, under 43.5 points, or the Chicago Bears?
I'm picking the Bears with the money line.
And I don't know how long the rookie quarterback for the Commanders, Daniels, is going to be out, but obviously a big loss. Hopefully he'll be ready to come back in the second half. I've got to read up on that injury report. Shout out to that SS Spider. Appreciate you coming in here. He says, Pinche Raiders. Raiders. SS Spider must be a Raiders fan. All right. Getting to the main game, the 520. Not division rivals, Drew, but one of the hottest rivalries in the NFL, in the NFC. Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers, 9 playoff appearances. These teams fought tooth and nail in the 1980s and 90s to go to the Super Bowls, Drew. Big division rivals. They're pretty banged up. I'm going to just be real. Not just the 49ers. But let's talk about how bad the Cowboys are. The Cowboys are out Brandon Aubrey, unspecified, the kicker, Deron Bland, cornerback, Kalen Carson, defensive back, Ryan Florney, wide receiver, Maurice Leofau, linebacker, Micah Parsons, one of their star linebackers, Jordan Phillips, John Stevens, Nick Vigil. That's almost 10 players at the moment on Thursday, unspecified, to perform this Sunday. The 49ers, I've been keeping up with what's going on with them. Good news, Drew, if you didn't hear, Deebo Samuels for us, he had pneumonia midweek. He had to leave the game. Oh, I like that energy, SS Spider. He says, F the Cowgirls. Deebo Samuel had pneumonia mid-game, Drew, and he's back. I guess he was practicing today. Nick Bosa, a very important defensive player, unspecified with an elbow injury. Jordan Mason, looks like he's been running the ball. We need him to run the ball because the Dallas Cowboys have very poor defense against the run. Let's talk about what Dallas is really bad at, because they've been bad at a lot of things. Purdy last week threw 3 interceptions. Absolutely awful. Cowboys defense 31st in the league with 28 points per average. In the red zone, they're also 31st. Pass defense, they're allowing 97 points. Oh, it's awful. They're 23rd. Run defense, they're averaging 4.5 yards per carry, and Mason is doing about 4.5 points per carry, Drew. So it lines up with both teams banged up. Somehow the 49ers are favored after playing shitty-ass football. They find themselves favored again. They were favored against the Chiefs. This one seems too easy for a lot of people to say, you know what, we've lost faith in the Niners. They're fucking banged up week to week. Cowboys could be pulling off an upset in Santa Clara.
I don't know. I'll look at this. Let me look at it like this for quick. The Eagles were ranked 27th a couple weeks ago in total defense. They were in a matter of a couple of weeks. The Eagles went from 27th to the number 9th ranked defense now. They are number 9th in total defense, giving up 304 yards a game. The 12th against the pass at 189 yards a game, and the 14th against the run. Significantly better on both ends. Now let's get back to the Niners game. This is a game I'm going to bet on, and I'm betting on the Niners to win this game.
I'll be damned. Hallelujah. Drew's picking the Niners to win. I appreciate that, Drew. Let me just go over the spread here really quickly here. Where's my screen on the spread points here? By the way, the Rams have upset the Vikings. They did so at home. Shout out to the Rams, now tied with the 49ers, it looks like. We're currently in a 3-way tie. Rams, Cardinals, 30 points.
So we're going to do my bets. I'm going to do the Eagles at -3. I'm going to do Arizona. I'm going to do the money. No, let's see how that goes. Okay, I'm going to do the money line with Arizona. And let me see how that. I'm going to do the San Fran with the -4.5. Let's see.
That's right. San Francisco favored by 4.5 points. You're going to go with that one.
I got 3. Now I got to pick one more game that I'm going to bet on. I'm going to say I'm going to pick. Now, here's the thing. Let's go with. Let's go. I'm going to pick the Falcons over the Buccaneers. Now, put $10 down, and it will be $163 I win.
That's pretty damn sweet. And this week, unlike Monday, we had two Monday night football games. This week, we only find ourselves with the Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers, two teams. Wow, they're only thinking 36 points. Overs 36, unders 36 points. They really expect this to be a low-scoring game, with the Pittsburgh Steelers being favored by just 6 points. I got to look at the team's records on this one here, Drew. Steelers and Giants, both of these teams must be pretty banged up. Giants dead last in the NFC East at 2-5. Steelers should easily beat this team, right?
I'm really picking. I picked 5 teams, by the way. I picked the Chargers on my parlay too, with a $211.
Pittsburgh Steelers at 5-2. Ravens are 5-2 in the division. Obviously, points scored. Ravens are in first place. Steelers just behind them, even though they share the same record. Drew, this should be a shellacking on Monday night. Next Monday night. That's at least what I'm thinking. And they only expect 36 points. Is that because Pittsburgh Steelers offense just doesn't put up that many points?
No, I think it's. I look at it like this. I will go the over in this game because I think the Pittsburgh Steelers might blow the Giants out.
Okay.
It's go 37 against the Jets.
Over 36, man. I like that bet too. I can't see it being that low scoring. Pittsburgh Steelers would have to put up 21 points and the Giants a couple touchdowns. That's still not over 36. You really think the Giants can score more than 2 touchdowns?
I think it's going to be Pittsburgh
blowing them out
like in the 30s.
Okay. Giants 1 touchdown. All right, Drew's going with that game over 36 points. I'm going to have Pittsburgh Steelers just covering. Take the safe bet, just negative 6 point favorites on the money line right there. That's all the games this week. We concluded, Drew. Like I said, this is a crossroad for the San Francisco 49ers. We're at a real crossroad at 3-4. We have the bye week coming up. We have the trade deadlines. We have basically an all-rookie receiving corp. We've got that kid who was shot, who really didn't do much in his first game out. We have the need for a lot of these young players on the roster to step up. Jordan Mason, I think, is going to be comfortably back, even though he's still unspecified. I think he's going to be playing this Sunday, and he should be a great addition on the run. I don't think they're going to be able to stuff the 49ers run game. But defensively, Nick Bosa being out, that's a big deal. That puts a lot of pass pressure on Dallas Cowboys. It's a really, really close game. I think this game could easily just be the difference of 3 points or 7. I'm going to go for the 49ers on this one. Man, almost done with half the season, Drew. There is a casino here in Las Vegas that Westgate Casino is still doing. Basically, it's half the season. So if I want to get in on that, it's $500 to predict the rest of the half the season. It's the only casino in Las Vegas that does that. Fonzie619 says Fernando Valenzuela. I think he misspelled. I know you misspelled it. Valenzuela. Rest in peace. Big loss. Yeah, I was gonna put his picture up here today, guys. A very huge loss in Major League Baseball, community. Obviously, Fernando Valenzuela in the 1980s and 90s. I played Little League all through the 1990s. And, I watched Fernando Valenzuela play in the 80s. And I think any Mexican-American kid, he was an idol. I mean, what he did in his rookie season, what he did in his baseball career, the no-hitters, Cy Young. I mean, what he did, Drew, he basically... The LA Dodgers had alienated a lot of Mexican community, Drew, because they took out an entire neighborhood when they built the LA Dodgers Stadium. They took out and displaced an entire neighborhood of Mexicans and Mexican Americans, and they built the stadium in a neighborhood. They displaced hundreds and thousands of Mexican American families, Mexican families. When Fernando Valenzuela did what he did in the 1980s and 90s, the entire city of Los Angeles rallied behind him, and basically the nickname Los Doyers, the Doyers. That's kind of an ode to Fernando Valenzuela and his era of baseball and what he did to basically bring the community to rally behind the LA Dodgers. And me being a San Francisco guy, to me, they're division rivals, but what he did for the sport and what he did for Latino players and even kids that aspired, not too many kids that are Mexican or Mexican-American descent have done it, what he's does, but they've come. We've had Giants have had one. We had Sergio Romo. I just talked about San Diego Padres have a Mexican-American pitcher on their relief staff. He showed that you could do it. We don't just have to all be soccer players or boxers, Drew. We could also, we could pitch on the mound. He inspired me. I pitched a few games, Little League. So a big rest in peace to him. And Drew, by the way, I know neither of our teams are in it. Your team made it to the playoffs. So that was great. But Dodgers versus Yankees, I've got two really good friends. One of them, and they both are very good friends. And one of them lives in New York and Brooklyn, and the other one lives in LA County. It's going to be a hell of a World Series. I'm going to see if I can do a baseball show on this, but kicks off tomorrow, right? Damn. Any pick? You follow baseball more than I do.
It's gonna come down to pitching in this series. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers in 6.
Dodgers in 6. All right, man. That should be a hell of a World Series. Hey, I appreciate everybody that came in here to be productive members of society and chat. This is a sports channel. You're encouraged to come in here and chat. Like I said, if I didn't catch all the trolls today, what I'm saying, we'll probably catch you on the next one. And if you got some shots in on us, so be it. Come in here and do it again. You'll be banned. You just have to come back.
Nobody banned them.
And you'll have to just come back in your shadow account. But listen, you're more than welcome. If you love sports as much as Drew, Evo, and I, we got the West Coast perspective from me and Philadelphia's perspective from Drew, Evo. You're welcome to come back every Monday night for the Shoeshine Boxing Podcast, one of the top boxing podcasts on YouTube. And, of course, Tailgate Talk on Thursdays. We also got a new video. Shout out to my boy Jimenez Video Productions doing his thing out in the Dino, San Bernardino. Shout out to him and his Raiders, the Raider Nation. Got a new video up there, Jimenez. Go check that shit out, man. Appreciate you for coming by. Any final thoughts on the week on football, Drew?
I gotta win some money this weekend.
All right, let's win some money, man.
I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna do a parlay in college too. Last couple of weeks, I've been doing a parlay in NFL, and I've been doing a parlay in college, and I've been coming always missing it by a game or missing it by points in those parlays to win money.
Yeah, of course, if you're a big fan of boxing, Saturday night, we've got Regis Prograis and Catterall in the UK. Two guys, one of the guys still a contender, one guy a former champion, trying to not become obscure. Whew. We'll talk about that on Monday night. We'll see you guys on Monday Night Football for the Shoeshine Boxing Podcast. Until then, peace out, everybody. Peace.